In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. These are the first lines of the Bible. There is a particular reason why I am starting this course by invoking the lines, the very first lines of the Bible. The reason I am going to invoke it. The first line of the Bible says this: in the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. That's how the Bible starts. Karl Marx says that technology reveals man's mode of dealing with nature. No technology exists in vacuum. There is a reason why a technology comes up in the first place. Now that we are here participating in a very historical occasion, you being the first students anywhere in the world to go through this semester-long course in free and open source software engineering, it is very important for you to understand why free software and open source software exists in the first place. By this time, since you have undertaken many courses in technology, I think now it's the right time for you to sit back and reflect what those technologies actually mean. Why those technologies have come in the first place. Understanding the roots of technology demands that you study the cultural context in which a technology has come. If you want to study free software, it is not enough if you start studying Richard Stallman and why did he come up with free software. You should go a bit backward. How back shall we go? Shall we start the story with Neil Stephenson, that futurist science fiction writer who has written a wonderful article whose provocative title was "Once upon a time there was command line." Should we start our story from there? No, I don't want to start the story. Shall we go a bit backwards again and start the story from the invention of computers? It's a good starting point, but I want to go a bit backward. Industrial Revolution, bit backwards. Then where shall I start my story from? I am starting the story from a unique point. If I ask a question to all of you as to what is your basic necessity in life, the most basic need of every individual, what would it be? What is the most basic necessity of you? Most basic necessity. I want this. It's my most basic need. What is it? Very basic necessity. Why you do everything? Food.
Three things, sir.
I need not work to get a food. There are 100 ways to work food. You need not do everything for food, for the sake of food. There is something else which is very, very important. Most basic human necessity. Satisfaction. Stay happy. So everyone wants to be happy, therefore they do all the things. So the necessity is happiness. Something more. Comfort. Something more. What is the most important need for ourselves? Why are we the way we are? I think the most important important necessity for humans is asking a question and trying to find an answer to the question, who am I? Everyone will start asking this question at some point. The need for an identity is the most important question in one's life. Everybody wants an identity. Why you are the way you are is because you want a certain kind of identity. As students at your level, I understand the complications you go through. Whether you want or not, you have to project a certain image within your friend circle. You need an identity. This question of identity is most fundamental for every human being. Whatever we do, it is all because we need certain identity. Your students of MSRT ISC, that gives you an identity. I am very sure most of you are placed. When you go work in a corporate, what you basically get is an identity. More than the salary they pay, the facilities you obtain, everything is secondary. The primary thing is identity. You will be proud if you are placed in a company which has a good name. You want to be a part of a team which people recognize. Isn't it? So the most fundamental thing in human life is the need to have an identity. Everything that we do is a part of this process. In a strange way, let me tell you, different set of peoples who otherwise you think are unconnected. In the discussion which follows, I will try to prove that all are basically same. We are obsessed with trying to find the background of hackers. Whether you are discussing the life of hackers or whether you want to analyze something, a phenomena like the fan following of Rajinikanth, or if you want to discuss why religious fundamentalism exists, the answer is same. Everyone wants an identity. The hardcore terrorist, for whatever reason, will get a strong identity the moment he subscribes to a certain philosophy. The otherwise nondescript villager will suddenly become powerful and a member of a powerful community the moment he declares himself as a Rajinikanth fan. It's a social phenomenon. Serious students of cultural studies should sit and analyze why there exists this fan phenomena in only a certain community and in certain parts of India. It exists because it empowers people in a certain way. When someone declares himself, I am speaking of some 20-25 years back, when somebody declared himself as a die-hard fan of Dr. Rajkumar, he was supposed to behave a particular way in his life also. It gave him certain standing. He inherits a powerful legacy. Otherwise, he would not have any standing in the society. Now, because he attacks himself to certain philosophy, he gets the advantage of that rich legacy which he continues. Understand how cultures emerge. Cultures emerge in a very strange way. Every culture should have